So hey there, today's video is going to be a little bit different for some of you, and it might be really interesting for others of you. So I bought the new Mavic 3 drone. I bought the Fly More pack, and it was a pretty expensive drone. I've owned the DJI Mavic Mini, the Mini 2, the Pro. I've got a Skydio 2, and this drone was really appealing to me because it had a super long flight time, 46 or 47 minutes, and it would go 46 or 47 miles an hour. So for me, that was going to be amazing. When I was in Arizona, I did a range test. I wanted to see how far it could go, and I actually flew out 30,000 feet, which was almost 6 miles. And then I returned, and I had plenty of battery life. So now I'm here on the island of Koh Samui in Thailand. And it's been raining since I've been here. I've been here for 3 weeks. It's been raining, so I haven't been able to do much drone footage. Today was the first day that the sun was out, pretty much. So I wanted to go and do a range test. I wanted to go and see how far over the ocean I could fly, and I wanted to fly over some islands just to capture some stuff. And everything went really well. I was flying out there at 47 miles an hour and cruising. And then I turned around to come back. So this was also the first time I've ever done screen capture on my phone. So when I did the range test last time, people said, hey, you should be doing screen capture. That'll show all the telemetry. It'll show how fast you're going. It'll show your altitude, your height, and it will show what the camera's seeing. So I did that. So this video was not meant to be a range test video, actually, but my fail. And when I say fail, my fail was pretty significant, and I'm just gonna show you what happened. I'll do voiceover over the video, the screen capture from my phone, and I'm also gonna speed it up. So let's see how this comes out, but I think this really might be interesting to some of you. If you're interested in Thailand at all, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you are interested in my drone adventures, make sure you like and subscribe, because I've been to Bali and I had 2 drone incidents there, where in Bali they like to fly kites. That's their culture. And you can't see kites, the strings, and I've hit strings on kites flying my drone. I've put my drone on top of a mountain, on top of a volcano, and I have one drone sitting at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. So you never know what's going to happen. I put my drones to the test, always safely, but I definitely put them to the test. So here we go, and I hope you enjoy this video and learn something from it. I'll talk to you guys soon. So you'll see on the bottom left-hand corner, I started recording about 6,500 feet out. So I did plan on recording my screen on my phone from the moment I launched, but I was over a mile out when I realized that I had not started the screen capture. So these islands out here are called Matsum Islands. They're on the southwest corner, or southwest side of the island of Koh Samui. And this is actually a tourist destination out here. As you can see in this video right now, there's a boat heading to the island. Matsum, I think, stands for pig, or they used to call it Pig Island, and there used to be a lot of wild pigs on the island, or actually tame pigs. But they've, I think a lot of them died from disease, and there's only one left. So we went out there a few months ago. So you can see that island right there is about 3 miles offshore. And you can see that I am heading out there. Where is my speed? Oh, 43, 44 miles an hour. And I had noticed it had gotten up to about 47 miles an hour at times. Well, I've flown the drone in calm weather. I'm in sport mode right now. And I flew the drone in calm weather. And in calm weather, it would do about 46, 47 miles an hour. Also understand that where I was standing on the beach was dead calm. There was not even the slightest breeze where I was standing. So I didn't realize that there might be a significant wind out here over the open water, which I found out there was, right? So here we go. We're passing 21,000 feet. So we're 4 miles out over the open water. And I'm going to toggle back and forth from time to time between the camera view and the map view because I didn't even realize how far out the next island was. I wanted to see where I was. So let's just see what happens here for a second. Oh, also notice I am 24,000 feet out and my battery life still has 82%. So I don't really have any concerns yet. So here I am flying past those islands. I have 81% battery left with 38 minutes flight time. You can see that I have 4 bars. My connection is bouncing between 3 and 4 bars. And I just did a slight direction change because I didn't know if I was starting to head behind that island over there, that teal island. I received the battery warning and notice now that my flight time actually dropped all the way to 12 minutes, but that was just temporary. You can see it's back up to about 24, 25 minutes. So now I'm surpassing 30,000 feet. So I'm approaching 6 miles. And I'm still going. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go to that island out there, the second island, which I'm not even sure what the name of the island is. But even though you might be saying you were crazy going out to that island, I think going out as far as I went actually saved me. And you'll see what I'm talking about on the way back. Here I am surpassing 35,000 feet. I am going 47 miles an hour. And I have 20 minutes flight time, 22 minutes flight time, with still 78% battery life. Not that worried. So I say I'm going to fly it out to about 65% battery life, thinking that's going to give me plenty of time to get back. That should have been my first sign right there. I just got a strong wind warning. Here I am going past 40,000 feet. And now I'm going to start a smooth turn back to where I started. And right here is where I realized I might have an issue, but I still have 63% battery left. And I am flying at 31 miles an hour. So I'm kind of doing the math in my head. 35 miles an hour there for a second. So I'm doing the math in my head. And I'm like, I might be able to make it. I now have a continuous strong wind warning. So I'm wondering if I decrease my altitude a little bit, if maybe I'll have less wind. Because literally where I was standing on the beach, there was not a breeze. There wasn't even the slightest hint of a breeze. So I thought I was flying in dead, calm weather. Obviously not, because you can see the waves, obviously driven by the wind. And you can see I'm flying at 30 miles an hour. And I am in sport mode. Now I want you to start noticing up in the upper right-hand corner, and I notice this. When this drone, the Mavic 3, is flying in strong winds, in sport mode, it is eating up the battery life. I am already down to 40 something percent with a 6-minute flight time, 7-minute flight time. So I'm like, at this point, I pretty much know I am not going to make it back. But I am wondering if I can make it to that island right there. I am not coming back very fast. I'm still 32,000 feet out with 5 minutes flight time. Also to note, I did not record the video from the drone. I didn't do it for any reason. I was looking for some good footage. I wasn't looking for just footage flying over an ocean. So I was going to reserve that for when I returned. I had another battery, and then I was going to fly around the shoreline, probably take some really good footage. The sun was starting to go down, stuff like that. You can see still how far I am from that island. I am 28,000 feet. I am down to 4.5 minutes flight time. And if I can see that correctly, I am down to 30% battery life. 29%. I can't see the number on my screen, but I can see it's dropping. "26 miles an hour, 64 feet over the ocean." "30 miles an hour. Flight time down to less than 3 minutes. So that's what I meant when I said earlier, if I didn't go out to that island, I probably would have bypassed this island and said, maybe I can make it back. So the fact that I went too far, in my opinion, is what may have given me the opportunity to show you the rest of this video. And I'm not going to give it up yet, but you got to see what happens here shortly. I am down to 1 minute, 30 seconds flight time. I am below 10% battery life. And if you look at the upper right hand corner, I have 7% battery life left. I saw a little opening on the island, and right there I lost connection because I put it behind some trees. So if you're watching my video, I went a little too far out, and then it was windy on the way back. So gotta head out to that island way out there. Got a fast speedboat. I offered them 1,000 baht, which was like 25 bucks, 30 bucks, but they want 2,000, so I have to bring 1,000 back tomorrow. But I gotta do it, so. Well, learned a lesson today, but I'm getting a sunset cruise. It is a lot windier and a lot wavier than it was when I started. There was not even a breeze on the shore when I took off back there. Not even a breeze. Out here, there's waves and there's wind. So that's Matsum, Pig Island. We've been there one time, me and Kim. It was fun. It was a little drop off, a little stop off, but we're like right on the tip over there. So it's right there on that beach right there. But there's a ton of rocks right there, so he's gonna drive us over there. And I'm gonna have to run over or something. There's a pier right around the corner. So I am running before it gets dark. There was no way they could have brought the boat over here because of all the rocks. So
stopped at a pier, and now I'm trying to get back as quick as I can. Now, if all goes well, it's gonna be right on this first beach. Come on. And there it is, right there. Look at that. Didn't quite make it to the beach, but it looks like it landed safe. It is so windy out here. As you saw from the drone flying back, the speed dropped from 47 miles an hour to 27, 28, 29 miles an hour. So there might be a 20 mile an hour wind out here. So that's where I was going. And that's as far as I made it.
All right, so now that you can see I safely got the drone back, I'm just gonna share a few things with you. So I was on a beach pretty much by myself in an area of the island that I wasn't that familiar with. So as soon as I landed the drone on the island, I had to get into like recovery mode. So I hopped on the scooter and I just started heading back kind of counterclockwise around the island as close to the shore as possible. And I probably went about a half a mile and I found a little village that had some boats. So I hopped off the scooter, had my backpack on, ran over to these guys in a boat, asked them if they would take me out to that island, and they really didn't understand what I was saying, but I got lucky because there was a Westerner there that spoke perfect Thai. One thing they were confused by was why I left my drone on the island. They thought I was actually on the island for the day and then just left the drone out there. And I had to explain to them that I actually flew it from the shore and that the wind didn't allow me to get back. So once they figured that out, I offered them 1,000 baht, which was about $30, and they rejected me. And to me, it only looked like it was gonna be about a 5-minute boat ride, but they had a big speedboat with dual engines, and they told me it was gonna take a lot more gas. So I told them I'd give them 2,000 baht, which was about $60, and I could give them 1,000 now, and then I'd just bring 1,000 back later. So hopped on the boat, headed out there. They looked like they were a little frustrated because, the drone was actually on the other side of the island. So we went around the island and there was no way we were gonna be able to land there. So we came back around, they dropped me off at a pier, probably a half a mile away from the drone. I ran around the island and I only had flip-flops on. I didn't want them waiting too long, so I ran. And I'm gonna tell you, it was pretty treacherous. There was like 3 feet deep of coral and shells, which I wanna go back there someday because it was actually pretty amazing. Just exploring all the stuff that was on the beach would be fun. Then coming around the corner, it was like a lava field. I mean, there were boulders and rocks and jagged rocks, and I had even thought about going barefoot. So I'm glad I didn't do that. Came around the corner, found the drone, ran back. Didn't bust my butt, but I kind of thought I could have showed back up at the boat kind of bloodied because it was pretty treacherous. Made it back. They brought me back to shore. Shook hands, thanked them, headed back to our house, grabbed the money, brought it back, and whole thing took maybe an hour, hour and a half extra. Some things to consider if you're a drone pilot. The winds over open water could be pretty deceiving. I had no idea that the winds were blowing probably 20 miles an hour out there. As you can see from the speed, I was going 47 miles an hour on the way out, which is deceptive because that's the speed I think that drone flies in calm weather. So there might be a limiter on it as to how fast it actually goes. Coming back though, I was flying around 28 miles an hour. So that would mean that there might have been like a 20 mile per hour headwind. And then the battery started dying fast. I mean, it was going down so fast. The whole video from start to end, I sped it up here on this video, but the whole video was only like 18 minutes long. So minus the first mile, until I turned it on, I was only flying for 18 minutes. That means I was probably only flying for 20 something minutes, low 20s. So keep that in mind. And then lastly, I'm over here in Thailand. I don't only do drone videos. We're sharing everything we do over here. Resorts we go to, attractions we go to, travels, meals, all that kind of stuff. So you should take a minute, maybe consider subscribing to my channel, and hopefully I have some cool stuff to share with you in the future. For now, take care. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.